Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Marissa,
And I'm Erica.
and we've kind of like switched positions. So Erica usually holds the mic, and I
Yeah.
usually don't.
Use the
And
stand.
she's not holding it, and or she's not. What am I saying? I don't know. Nobody cares. How was your day, Erica? What are
If
you
you're seeing the
drinking?
video, you know. My day's good, but it's not even 8 a.m. yet, you guys. We're up
Yeah.
crack it on. But I did wear my red to be on theme for this December episode. Drinking a breve, my normal breve, nothing special. I did do or not holiday, fall nails, but you're not gonna be able to see them very good. But they're like different shades of fall colors.
I like them.
And I actually like them for once. I've been in my testing wedding nail color series,
Mm.
not this, but last time I had this like shimmery white color and it's not the wedding nails. It's so ugly.
Oh
It's like
no.
so silvery and I don't like silver. Obviously, you guys know I wear gold. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
testing wedding nails like new
All the
colors as we
time.
go. Yeah, the
Yay.
vibe right now, but it's fun.
I have a new drink. I've
What
never
do you
had this
drink?
before.
Okay,
Okay, so I went to
what a
Target
treat.
last night because we ran out of laundry detergent and I was
Oh well.
annoyed. So I went to Target and I was like, well, if I have to be here for laundry detergent, I have to get a sweet treat or something. So, of course, I
Classic.
did. And I've been looking for the new Alani Winter Wonderland because they changed the flavor from last year. I did find that one, but I'm not drinking that one today because technically I've had it before and I'm gonna have it again for our next holiday episode.
Oh,
So I was
damn.
like, we're just gonna save
Okay.
this. So
Yeah,
I got a different holiday flavored drink. And this
I'm
one is the
intrigued.
Unwell Energy. It's
Oh,
frosted cranberry
I didn't
flavor.
even know she was doing
Me
energy.
neither.
I thought it was just
Well,
the Gatorades.
I knew she was doing the energy. Wait, did I? Maybe this is fake. I
I
don't
just
know if
like
I
thought it was
knew.
just electrolyte drinks. Like I'd never seen anything else. That's
You're
interesting.
right.
Like the
Yeah.
colored in the clear bottle.
Yeah.
Have you
You're
tried it? Is
right.
it good?
No, I haven't tried it yet. Well, I've tried
Tell us.
the electrolyte drinks, but I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah, yeah.
tried this. It has her dog on it. Erica, look at this.
Oh, that's cute. Her dog's
I
funny.
Her
Like
dogs are so funny.
so funny. Oh my God, I'm intrigued.
I mean, it tastes like cranberry juice. It's
Okay.
delicious.
So is her electrolyte drinks, did you like them?
Yeah, I did.
I've
I
heard bad
think,
things, so that's why I'm
oh,
curious. Like I've heard a lot of people really dislike it,
is
but I
the
wasn't
thing that
sure.
everybody hates because they're salty, because that's my favorite thing about an electrolyte drink.
Oh,
I love a salty
interesting.
electrolyte drink. Like the
Okay.
elements. Have you ever had one of
I've
those?
not, but I've heard of them and I have heard people say the salty citrus one is really good or whatever it's
I
called, citrus salt.
love I love the elements. They're my favorite one, and I'm trying to find one that like maybe is a little bit better for you because I've heard mixed reviews on like the
Mm,
ingredients of those ones, but
yeah.
they're my favorite because they're so salty and I love a salty drink.
Dang. Okay. That's
Also,
interesting.
sorry if I keep turning around. Kyle's sleeping or potentially
Oh,
trying to sleep, and Scarlett's tummy hurts, so I'm trying to make sure she doesn't
yeah.
need me.
Yeah. That's fair.
We might have an emergency run to the bathroom for
That's
Scarlett
okay.
in the middle of this.
Scarlett's going
But
through it.
yeah, she is going through it. I was just telling Erica before we started, I've woken up every 2 hours the past 2 nights because Scarlett's tummy hurts and
Damn.
I don't know how to fix it. And we give her a probiotic 3 times a day. We
Damn.
give her pumpkin with breakfast and lunch because it's supposed to add fiber and like helps harden her stools. Sorry, TMI for my dog's poop. And then we also give her green beans with dinner to hopefully do the same thing.
Wow. She's eating
And
good.
she is eating good, and she didn't poop a single time during the day yesterday, and then woke me
Oh
up
wow.
every 2 hours last night. But it's fine.
Damn. What is it about the night?
I don't know, Kyle.
You know how you're a blood witch?
Yeah,
She's like a poop
I
witch.
I didn't bleed on this full moon, so I think I'm not a
That's good.
blood witch anymore.
Phew. Thank God.
She was digging the carpet. Sorry.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm dead.
Okay. Well, life is chaotic this morning. We've talked about what we're drinking.
Yes.
It's literally still not even 8 a.m. and I'm
No,
screaming at the
literally.
dog and hello.
It's
Okay.
crazy. Also, that's why I'm so dark. Marissa's lighting's pretty good. I look pretty dark because it's
Well,
dark
I have a
outside.
lamp. It's fake.
I need to get a fake light apparently because you always look really bright and
Oh,
I'm always dark.
thanks.
Like, what's in it?
Um, so as you can tell by maybe the title of this episode, we don't know what it will be yet, but we're going to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about our holiday plans, holiday traditions that we do
Yeah.
as like our own individuals and our families, and also maybe like other people's traditions. I scoured some Reddit stories. They weren't as exciting as I had thought, but
Mhm.
I think that'll spark some good conversation.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, what did you do this last week? Do you have any fun updates? What are you looking forward to in December?
Okay, let me tell you guys, it's actually not been very long since Marissa and I talked last. So I think
Like 6 days.
the only thing that's happened in the past week, let's see, is that we had my bridal brunch that I talked
hmm
about on the last episode. It was amazing. It was so good.
I saw the
Um,
photo you put up and that was so cute.
Yeah, I was t telling Marissa before we started recording, she finally gets to meet my cousin Pam at my bachelorette
hmm
because she's one of my faves, and everyone calls her like my second mom because I just grew up with her very closely. So
hmm
Pam and her daughters and my mom are the ones who threw the bachelorette or the
The
bridal
bridal
brunch.
bunch.
Yes, and they literally made, I couldn't believe that they made them. I thought they bought them. They were so good. Club sandwiches. Club, if you guys don't know this about me, I love a club sandwich, like love a club sandwich. It's disgusting. And Pam and her daughters made like club sandwiches wrapped in parchment paper, and then they put them in these little cardboard boxes, and then they put fruit in
Oh,
there, and then they wrapped the
like a
cardboard
box
box like a
lunch.
box lunch. Yeah, like a little charcuterie box almost. So yeah, there was a bunch of fruit, and then they had a napkin with it, and then there was bags of chips and set it at each little place setting. I'll have to show you guys a picture on screen, or I could just show you.
Yeah.
I'll make Marissa's life easier later. Yeah, so it was adorable. And after that, we were all looking at the idea was to kind of wedding plan with my bridesmaids and some of my
Oh, yeah,
friends
just like have
because
everybody there.
I don't have a lot done. And so I was showing bridesmaid dress inspiration and stuff, and I had swatches that I ordered online from
Oh, yeah.
Zazie. So I brought them and I had everyone like vote for their favorite and I wrote them all down and it was super fun. Oh wait, let me show you guys the place setting. So of course you guys know I made gift boxes. I talked
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
about that last week. Oh, it's not gonna come up.
That's okay.
Okay,
I can
I'll send it
totally
to
put in the
Marissa.
photos.
Yes, but anyways, each lunchbox, it has the lunchbox and then a little napkin and a little baby's breath on top, like little flowers. And
Oh,
then these bouquets are so pretty. My mom made these bouquets. They're literally just
those
white
are pretty.
hydrangeas and seeded eucalyptus, and those were on the table. And then the gift boxes I made were on the table. So all of that, it was so cute. But everyone was looking at the
Was it at
bridesmaid
the
swatches.
clubhouse of your
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah. And it turned out really perfect. Like it was going to be at a restaurant, but then I invited too many people. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I rented the clubhouse and it fit perfectly. We had 20 people, well, we had 18 people that actually were able to come. So everyone was looking at the swatches and we're like, this is so impossible. And we're all going to order them online. And spoiler alert, I'm doing a bunch of different shades of the same color as bridesmaids. So
Okay.
not everyone's good. It's not like we pick one color and everyone go get a dress. No, I'm
Yeah.
doing a bunch of shades and I feel like you have to see them together to know if it's going to work or
True.
it's just a mat. It looks like a mismatched
But
mess.
Azazi does have good return policies because I'm pretty
Do
sure
they?
one of my bridesmaids was between two sizes, so she
Oh,
ordered
yeah.
both to see which one looked better on her.
Yeah. Well, my mom, we were all just sitting there. My mom goes, there's a David's bridal in Dublin and that's so
Fair.
close to where we are. So we were like, why don't we just go? And everyone was like, yeah, let's go. Like everyone was so excited. So everyone got in the cars. We all went to David's bridal and all the bridesmaids just tried on dresses for
Oh,
like an
good.
hour and
Were
a
you able
half.
to like color match versus like the swatches
Yeah.
you had?
So they have obviously different shades than Azazi, David's bridal does, but they have so many different fabrics. So we had like two girls would be wearing the same color but different fabrics, and it actually looked completely different because one person's wearing satin and then the other person's
Yes.
wearing chiffon or whatever.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
why I
so
made everybody
fun.
get the same dress because
Yeah.
like I did two different colors. Everybody knows you've seen my wedding
Yeah.
photos probably by this time. So with the two different colors, if I let them pick their dress, it was gonna be like 100 different colors. And I was
Yes.
like, I want at least some sort of like
Mm-hmm.
I love it when they're multiple different shades, but when you're already doing two different colors, multiple shades of those two
Yeah.
colors would look
You
way
have
too
to be careful.
chaotic.
No, for sure. And it's just like a lot of people were like, "Oh, I don't think you should do like different fabrics. It looks weird." And then once we put them all together, I was like, "No, it looks great. Like I love it." But you have to be
Yeah.
really careful because if you don't tell your bridesmaids and then one shows up in satin and the rest are in chiffon, that girl sticks out like a sore thumb. Like it does not look
Yeah.
right.
And not
So
a lot of
yeah.
people pick satin because they're self-conscious about how it looks on their
Yeah.
bodies. So then if everybody was like, "Oh, I love the way my body looks in the satin dress," and then
Right.
one person doesn't, like you're gonna like
Yeah.
it's gonna look odd.
We also had, okay, so we had we had success. Let's just say that. We planned
Okay,
another day to
good.
go back. Everybody is going to go on the second time because not everyone was able to go the first time. And we have at least two, maybe three people that found their dress that day.
Oh, really?
They didn't buy it, but we like marked it in the thing. And I'll show you off camera. But I love them. My younger sister, Maddie, she's 19, I think. She picked a sundress. It's so gorgeous. And
Mm.
my sister Addie, she is younger, like she's 12 or 13, and she picked this gorgeous, it's floral patterned. So it's like
Oh, I
the main
love a
base is the right
floral
color,
pattern
but yeah, it's
one.
patterned and I'm telling you, and then my friend Taylor, she was wearing a full sequin dress, like full sequin. And
Okay,
but in a
hot.
different shade. Yes. And so when you have my sister in floral and then Taylor in the sequin in this full picture, my mom was saying like that's what tied it together because without them it literally looks like a bunch of different colors mismatch. It doesn't look like
True.
it looks all thrown together, but then you put them in and you're like, "Oh, now it's coming together." For some reason the statement dresses really made it look intentional.
Yeah, I went
Anyways,
to a
I'll show you the
wedding
pic.
where they picked like pink as their
Yeah,
bridesmaid's color, but there was like two girls in a floral dress that was pink, and then everybody else
that's
was like in a
cute.
regular shade of pink. And I was like, the way that they lined up, obviously, sometimes I don't know if this is actually how it works. This isn't how I had it work. I
Mm-hmm.
just had like maid of honors first, and then I had everybody
Mm,
else like in a
yeah,
random order. But sometimes, like, I know that you put them in order based off of like closest to you or whatever. I think
yeah.
that's ugly and weird, but
Random.
whatever.
Yeah.
I think that if you're able to like place them based off of the pattern of their dress, it
Yes.
looks a lot better.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to show you a picture because it's so cute.
Yay. I
But
can't
I can't wait
wait.
to get everyone together. Oh, this is where the story was heading. I completely forgot. Okay, so after David's bridal, then there was a bridal show in Columbus, and we were
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You said
planning to
that.
go, but then we were also like, I'd rather get the David's bridal thing done. If we miss the show, whatever, at least we'll get the bridesmaids dresses like figured out. So after the bridesmaids dresses, we were able to go to the show and we had 30 minutes and everyone was cleaning up, everyone was done. But I was
Oh
like,
no.
I still really need a DJ. So we went around to a few booths and got like their little spiel and they gave us a card, whatever. And I could not find Cheyenne. Cheyenne was so funny at this. She was like running around getting all the
She's like,
stuff.
I wait, I know we have 30 minutes. Goodbye. I'll
Yes,
see you
she's
on the
like
other
card,
side.
card, card, card. Yeah, she's like not letting anyone talk to her. She's like, give me the card. So then I find her and she's just talking to this DJ for a long time. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go over there. So I went over and they were like, are you the bride? I was like, yes.
I think,
And
yeah.
yeah,
If
they
you're
were
talking
like,
to
do
Cheyenne, I
you
am.
you're looking for a DJ? I said, yeah, I got like a bunch of cards from other DJs, but I haven't like, whatever.
Done anything,
And the guy
yeah.
was like, throw them away. You do not
Oh,
need them. Let me show you why. And he's like, come over here. And his name's DJ. Wait, no, I'm not gonna say. I'll tell you guys
you're like,
after.
I'm gatekeeping him.
I don't want you guys to know. No, okay, so we go over, or when I go over, he's like, I don't really like to do a spiel. Like, you don't need to hear me talk. You need to hear my music. He had brought his
Fair
whole setup.
enough.
No other DJ did this for whatever reason. They just had like they were just
That's
talking.
dumb,
They had
actually.
videos of their weddings where people were dancing. I'm like, that tells me
Yeah.
nothing. No, he had his whole DJ booth. He had headphones. He put me and Cheyenne, he put them between us and we held them up to our ears. And then he started playing his mix. And me and Cheyenne were freaking getting down at this bridal expo. We're
Heck
like dancing. And
yeah.
he was like, you guys are so fun. And then my mom finally joins up and we all just start talking. And he's like, I think I want to come to your wedding. You guys seem really fun. And I was like, this is
Not
so
him like
funny.
pitching himself to you like that.
Yes, because
His
my mom was
marketing's on
telling,
point.
oh, it is. My mom was telling him like, oh, my husband thinks he's going to be the DJ. Like, because my stepdad, he's super funny. People love him, but
Yeah.
he's hilarious. And he's like, no, you got to play this, you got to play that. He wants us to do karaoke so that he can do karaoke. I'm like, oh my
My
God,
DJ offered that too. He was like, "Well, we could do
really?
karaoke." I was like, "I
I
don't
guess it's a
want that.
thing.
I
I
don't
don't
want to hear
either.
that."
No, but Eric, he's like, yeah, well, I want to do karaoke at your wedding. So we're telling this DJ about it, and he's like, you guys sound really fun. I want to come. So all that to say, I went home, I researched him, I made Angela watch the videos because he's super good at it. Like
Hmm.
he actually mixes the music and like makes new
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. And Angela loved him. And he's really not like you can tell he's like a teddy bear guy. Like he's
Oh
so
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I booked him. That's the full story.
Yeah.
But I'm
Heck
so happy because
yeah.
that was my last big vendor that I was like, how do you pick a DJ? Because you have to see how they work and you really can't. It's not like you can go to one of their weddings.
I
Like,
know. Mine was like happenstance. I was looking at what's the website called? It's not the Knot. It's like another one
oh,
of the wedding
Zola
vendor.
or something.
No.
There's
There was
There's
another
Zola and
wedding
there's
vendor
another, yeah,
website that I was looking at that like
I don't know.
ranks vendors that you could like
Hmm.
book. And I was just looking through that and I was like, let me email him. And he was like, I'm $900. And I was like,
Hell
sold.
yeah. I paid way more than that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
People in Columbus are super expensive. Our
They
guy, I
are.
felt like he was fair because there's some that are like really expensive, but he was 1,600, but for 6.5 hours.
But I
So I'm like,
also think
whatever.
that it's fine because remember, you're not paying much for the venue.
No, literally,
Like,
I
I
was
think that
laughing.
it's totally fine that you're paying more on vendors, like,
Vendors,
because
that's so true.
obviously
The
the
total's
vendors
gonna
are a
be,
little bit more important and
yeah,
I think it's
100%.
worth it.
No, that's so true. I was laughing because my photographer was like probably double my vendor or my location. I'm like, this is
Oh,
freaking
really? That's
crazy.
funny.
Yeah, because our freaking location was just so affordable.
I mean,
So yeah, that's true.
photographers are ridiculously expensive. Anybody out there
Mm-hmm.
looking to get married, I got a discount on mine because I knew the lady,
Yeah.
and it was still like $3,500. So
Yep.
just imagine how much it would
Yep.
be if it wasn't a discount.
That's so true. Yeah, so that's all that's happened in the past week. I mean, I guess it's a lot, but it's kind of one day of crazy. And then
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to planning my bachelorette. I'm doing that today
Yay.
though. What I'm looking forward to in December, you guys, is going to Charleston. We talked about this before, so don't have to
Yay.
harp on it, but I am very excited to just I haven't traveled in a
Oh, I
second
have
and I
to
just need to go.
pay. I have to pay her.
LOL. Literally the day she t texted me, I was like, here's the money. Like,
I know,
take
like
my
that's what
money.
I need to do. I think I'm gonna wait until next week though, just so we can have like Kyle's paycheck because we just paid off a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
like bills or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that anybody cares about my financial state,
LOL.
but
Waiting for
it's
bill.
fine. It's fine. I'm just waiting
Um,
to pay her.
yeah, that's literally all I have in December. I don't have holidays planned out yet. I just barely got my Thanksgiving plan sorted. The other thing is, okay, so next year's a big year, you guys. I was just telling Marissa I have an international trip. I'm very excited. And
Yay.
we have the wedding, and then maybe we have a honeymoon, hopefully, and bachelorette. And there's a lot going on. So I was trying to make sure that I'll have enough vacation days because I was like, this is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
And
That's what
as
I'm
I
thinking
was,
too,
I
because I have
know.
4 weddings. Why does
Oh
everybody have to get
God.
married next year?
Literally.
I mean, I'm like so excited and I haven't been to a wedding since
But
my
it's a
own,
lot.
but
Yeah.
like everybody had to choose
You haven't.
2026. Yeah.
Wow, that's like a year and a half. Yeah, until you go
Two
to another wedding.
years.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
2 years already. It's going to be
That's
two and
crazy.
a
Oh,
half
yeah,
years
you're
because
right.
in March is our
23.
first wedding.
Wow, two and a
I
half
know.
years, no
And
wedding.
I
That's
didn't go to
crazy.
a wedding before that since 2021. Like, I haven't been to
Yeah,
a wedding other than my own since 2021, and it'll be 2026. So 5 years.
that's crazy.
I'm
Um,
so excited for everybody getting married, but just like quit picking the
I
same year. I'm tired
know.
of it.
I know. It's crazy. Also, I forgot where the story was heading and I
Oh,
still never went there.
that's
So
okay.
I'll finish. I'll be quick. So at the end of the day, after we went to the bridal expo, we came back. Me, my mom, and Angelo and my sisters were just hanging out until they had to drive home. And I just could not stop thinking about this thing. And I was like, I have to do it. Angelo was like, absolutely, I agree with you. So I asked Sydney and Madeline to be bridesmaids at the last
Aw.
second because I hadn't asked them originally. I asked my three friends and then all of our siblings. And it's already a lot of people. And I was like, okay, like I'm not going to be extending, like ask my cousins, whatever. But I was like, Sydney and Madeline, first of all, we're very close with Pam and her kids, like very close. And they're showing up to everything. They threw the bridal brunch. I'm like, you guys are here and you're gonna be here, and I want you on the Bachelorette and blah blah blah. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna ask them. And they were
Yeah.
so elated. Sydney cried. It was
Good.
so cute.
Yay.
So I'm really excited about that.
I
Now I have two more
remember when we
bridesmaids.
first learned that you got engaged, and you're like, I don't even know if I want to have a wedding party. Like, I'm just gonna ask like one or two
Yeah,
people, and then now
yeah.
everybody's a
Now
bridesmaid.
it's 10 people. No, literally. Yeah, because I really do have three friends that aren't related to me. Like that's it. And so they're in the wedding, but I'm like the rest, everyone else that I'm close with, I'm really close with family. Like I'm close with family members
Yeah,
and
and
cousins
that's
and stuff.
fine.
Yeah. I like it because I can't, you guys can't get rid of me.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's the wedding party. And I'm looking forward to Charleston and I don't have holiday plans. Oh, but I'm planning for vacations. So I counted out
Yes.
all my days. And for this international trip, it's 14 days, but I think I only have to take 8 days off work because it's during a holiday week and then it's during a
Oh,
Friday off
good.
week. So I got
Good.
two extras, which is nice. And then I was like, I don't know how much time to take like for my wedding itself. I also don't know if we'll be traveling here or if we'll live here. It's a whole thing. So figuring that out.
Yeah. I think what we did is we took Thursday and Friday off. So we traveled in on
Okay.
Thursday and then we took
Yeah.
Friday off to like set up the venue and everything. And
Yeah.
then we took Monday off so we could like get back
Have
and
a
like
day.
have a
Yeah.
day to like be like, wow, we got married. I love you. And then
Go
and
back
then
to
like
work.
go back to work. Yeah.
That's funny.
But then I was really sick, so I ended up taking like the whole week after my wedding off. But I wasn't
Dang.
supposed to. I was only supposed to take
Right.
like 3 days. But
Yeah. That makes sense. Crazy times. Okay, tell us what you're looking forward to in December and what you've been up
um
to. I don't think you told
okay,
us
so
yet.
this past week, if you can't tell already, I chopped all my hair off.
Yes. Yeah, it
So
looks
I
really good.
think that
It
was
looks
like
fresh.
it does look fresh. This was like right after we recorded. Well, I guess we recorded on Saturday last week. So it was
Yeah.
Sunday. I went and chopped all my hair off. I think I got like 8 inches cut off. She didn't actually measure, but
Wow.
I got a lot chopped off.
Hmm.
And I think it's a little shorter than I was hoping for, but I think that's okay because I'm gonna love it when
Good.
it's like an inch longer than this.
Yeah.
And I think that if I would have cut it to that inch longer than this, then I would have been sad that it was grown out too much too
Right.
quick because my hair grows so fast. It's
Hmm.
also almost all the blonde is out, so it's almost
That's
all my
crazy.
natural color, which is
Yeah.
crazy. I haven't had my natural hair color since like 2012, so we'll
Yeah.
see what it looks like when my
Dude,
hair is all the way grown out.
we're on the same journey right now.
I
I think
know.
I'm officially back, which you guys can't tell. It looks black, but it's just very dark.
Yeah. I think your hair is naturally darker than mine.
Yeah, I think so actually, because my hair, no one ever believed me when I used to say like my hair is almost black. People are like, no way, because I just had such a different hair color
Yeah.
for so long. They're
But your
used to my
eyebrows are
face.
dark, so they should have
No, so
believed you.
dark. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, it's crazy.
So that was the first thing. Um, the babies is back.
Oh,
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 she's just
makes me
sitting
hear
behind
it.
me. You can't see her. But okay, so I got my hair cut, and then we were talking about my
Nice.
annoying ass doctor's appointment that I was gonna have to figure out if I was
Yes.
allergic to penicillin. I
Yes.
am not allergic to penicillin.
Nice. This is your year of like relieving yourself of these allergies.
I know. So I
I
went to the
love that.
doctor. I was there for like 3 or 4 hours. It was really annoying. I just had to like sit there in the room. But end of the story, not allergic to penicillin. My doctor is like forwarding it to my PCP so that I can like take it off my
Nice.
chart and everything. So that's super exciting.
Yeah, that's
And
good to know.
then on Tuesday, I was in a volleyball league. I know I've barely talked about it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was in a volleyball league. It was sand volleyball, and we won the
Yay!
championship.
Oh my God. Wait, that's crazy. I haven't,
I
yeah, you
know.
haven't talked about this all year yet. That's
I
so
know.
funny.
Oh my God, I just spilled my drink on my
Uh,
laptop.
oh no. Oh no,
Oh
mama.
no.
This is not the
Okay.
expected pause for
No.
for the
Oh
episode.
my God. We can keep some of this in, I think, but I gotta make sure that my computer still works. I just
You know, in
spilled
the
it all
movies,
over
when
my
they spill on the
keyboard.
computer, it just starts sizzling immediately. It's like
I know
smoking.
that. Like, what if it was like you see it in the
It's like,
camera?
yeah,
Oh my God.
it
What
starts
is
breaking
wrong with
up.
me today? I feel so frantic. It's
Yeah,
like
because you didn't sleep.
it's too early to be frantic. Anyways, we're back. Sorry for the brief intermission that I tried to kill my laptop.
Literally.
So we won the championship. That's what I was talking
Yes.
about. And
Volleyball.
then we all know that I'm in cycle training. So
Yes.
on Sunday last week, I recorded some songs before I got my hair cut, and I had to redo some of them because they weren't like as good as I could have put out. And I agreed.
Hmm.
Like when I was going through before I submit my songs to my like master instructor to look over, I have to like review them and say like something
Hmm.
that I thought was good and something I need to work on. And I definitely didn't feel as confident on those three, so I'm glad that she wanted me to redo them. So on
Yeah.
Tuesday before I went to volleyball, I had to go and like speedy record 3 songs
Dang.
and submit them because she needed them turned in by Thursday. And there was no other time that the studio was available that I was. So it was
Yeah.
like really crazy day. Had to run and go and record those, submitted them. She ended up saying that they're all good to go. So I was approved to do
Nice.
my test out ride. So my
Yeah.
test out ride is a full 45-minute class that I record and I upload, and that's like the final step of training. That I'm doing today.
Yay.
But I got a special opportunity to early teach a class on Friday because it was last minute, like nobody was available, kind of had to do it. And I was taking the class anyway. So I got to teach my first ever class on Friday
I can't
morning.
believe it.
And that's why I'm wearing merch because I'm teaching my test out
Yes.
ride today. So I wanted to wear it in. But I think it went really well. Obviously, you're going to be the most critical of yourself, and I definitely
Yeah.
like made some mistakes. I could have done a lot better, but I know I teach again on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. So like
Wow.
I'm definitely going to get the practice in that's going to make me feel a lot more confident going into my own time. And I do have
Hmm.
my own class. I'm going to teach my own class every Thursday.
Wow. Oh my God, go to Marissa's class. That is so crazy.
I know. I'm gonna be like one of those people that like post their class times on their
Yes.
Instagram story. I was trying to make one in Canva last night and
Hmm.
I was getting so mad because I was like doing it on my phone and I was like,
Oh yeah.
it was fine on my phone, but it was one of like the animated stories and I couldn't get rid of
Oh
the animation. And I
yeah.
don't, every time I tried to delete the animation, it just made the entire screen go black. And like on the like
Hmm.
graphic that I was making.
Hmm.
And so I gave up and I'm gonna try again today.
LOL. Okay, send it to me if you want help. I can help
Okay.
you.
I just don't
That's
know
so funny.
why the animation wasn't like going away.
Yeah.
It was very silly.
Hmm.
But that's what happened this week. And then I think the things I'm looking forward to is like definitely coming up soon. I'm definitely excited for this Charleston trip. I've wanted to go to Charleston for
Yes.
years and I
I'm
can't wait.
excited.
And I think we're trying to figure out like when we were leaving because I teach a class that day because we're driving in on a
Oh, no way.
Thursday. And
Holy
I asked
crap.
Kyle like if I should get a sub, and he was like, "No, it's okay. If we can't check in until 4, you're gonna be done by 8 a.m. So we'll just like
Oh,
leave and we'll
yeah.
get there a little after 4." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Perfect. That sounds good."
That's not
I'll
bad.
probably like end up showering or something at
Tell me
the
why I
studio and
thought you
then
would be at
go.
night. I thought you would be teaching like at night. So that
Nope,
makes more sense. I was like,
mornings.
okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited that I'm not doing anything for Christmas.
Yeah.
So very exciting. And
Christmas at
then
home like is underrated.
I know. And then Thanksgiving, my parents are coming into town and we're going to an NFL game.
Fun.
So I'm very
Oh,
excited for
fun. That's
that.
right. Yes. That is really fun. Oh my God, so many big things.
Okay, I think that's everything I have.
Yeah, yeah. So be sure to tune into video today so that you can see our beautiful faces and Marissa holding her mic and my mic on its stand. You guys got to see it. No, but also I at least have a picture of our holiday traditions and of course the bridal brunch picture. There'll be pics, so
Hmm.
tune into the video today. Um, so we're gonna get started. Well, first of all, we're getting the holiday spirit because it's officially December as you're listening to this. So we're gonna talk about holiday
Happy Christmas.
traditions. Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler. We're gonna talk about holiday traditions, some of ours, and then some of your guys's. Like Marissa said, she got some on Reddit and how they came to be. So specifically, when Marissa asked me to think of a holiday tradition, because Marissa had this idea, like, oh, we should talk about holiday traditions.
Just yeah, I was like, oh, like let's find some silly ones, but
Yeah,
obviously I couldn't find very many silly
I
ones.
just immediately thought of when she said holiday tradition, what first came to my head is like putting up a Christmas tree. I was like, that's
Yeah,
classic. Christmas is the holiday. Chrysler is the holiday I celebrate this time of year. And not only is a Christmas tree a classic tradition, in my house, it was literally a science. Christmas tree is very serious in my
oh,
house. So like the way you place ornaments in relation to the tree and how they hang and like don't lay on other branches. And then in relation to each other, like certain ornaments need to be separate from each other because you don't want two of the same style or two of the same color by each other. And then like the way that the lights go on the tree and like tinsels in all the right places. Like my mom taught me this thing. Angela makes fun of me because I do it now. Obviously, our parents' little habits are ingrained in us, but my mom taught me how to squint at the tree. And when I say squint, I don't mean like squint. I mean, I do, but I mean blur your eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like when you make
yeah,
everything blurry. So you do that at the tree and you blur your eyes. And then you can tell if the Christmas tree lights are in the right spot or if there's like a big empty spot, you fix the lights there and you like make it even.
that's
Yes. So it's
crazy.
very serious. So all of that is like immediately when I thought of when you say holiday tradition. And so that led me to like, why do we even do a Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Because I actually have no idea. So all of that to say, I went to history.com and I learned about the Christmas tree. So if you want to read this article, it will be linked in the resources in the episode description. But unsurprisingly, the Christmas tree has pagan roots. This is not
Always.
surprising. It always does. We've talked about paganism. I think that's a real word. I actually just wrote that, but I
Yeah.
think it's a real word. In some of our past episodes. So we even did a pagan holiday episode. So if you guys want to go
I
back
think that it's
and have
crazy
context,
how every single holiday has both pagan
no, it's
and
crazy.
Christian
Christian
roots. Like
roots. Yeah.
they're like you would think you can't think of anything else that's more opposite of each other, I feel like.
No, it's so weird and so funny, but it does make sense. But yeah, so if you want some more history on paganism, go back because I'm not doing that today.
Hmm.
But we're just going to dive into where did the Christmas tree come from? So
Yeah.
Like I said, this is all from history.com. So I'm reading directly from there, just so you guys know. I'm not claiming these words as
Mhm,
my own.
mhm.
Okay, so the history of the Christmas tree has many roots. I thought that was funny. Ranging from the use of evergreens in ancient Egypt and Rome to the German traditions of candlelit trees that made its way to America in the 1800s. So long before the advent of Christianity, plants and trees that remained green all year had a special meaning, especially for
Fair.
in the
That makes
winter.
so much
I
sense.
know. And I thought, oh my God, I didn't realize evergreen's called evergreen because it's always
Always
like they don't really
green.
die. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mind was blown learning this. So in many countries, it was believed that evergreens would keep away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illness.
I
So
mean, what more
Marissa
could you
would be gone.
ask? I guess so.
In the northern hemisphere, the shortest day and longest night of the year we've talked about falls on December 21st or 22nd, and that's called winter solstice. So many ancient people believed that the sun was a god and that winter came every year because the sun god had become sick and weak. And so they celebrated the solstice because it meant that the sun god would begin to get well again. And
Oh,
so
because he's starting
evergreen,
to last longer.
yeah, evergreen reminded them of all the green plants that would like grow and return again when the sun god got strong and summer was
Oh,
back.
I mean, I
So
guess that
very
makes sense. That's
interesting.
pretty intuitive.
Yeah, yeah. It like it's funny when you learn these things. It's like, oh, it all makes sense how it started.
Yeah, like how
So
somebody made this make sense.
made
Yeah.
yeah, they made this up, but like I get it. So the ancient Egyptians, the early Romans, and the Druids all have different stories about the meaning and use of the evergreen, but they're all pretty similar. I did not put them all in here, but if you want to
Yeah.
learn, go to the article because it's interesting. But this is where we're getting into like what we know today as an American Christmas tree. So most 19th century Americans found the Christmas tree kind of weird. They were like, this is odd. What is
Like,
like
why are
why
we
are we
putting a
doing
big
this?
ash tree in our
In our
house?
house, literally.
Yeah.
And of course they were real at this point in time, right? We weren't having like plastic trees.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think that if I was alive in the turn of the century, I would also be
be
like,
like, what?
what?
Why am I putting this in my house? And there's probably bugs in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first records of Christmas trees being cut for display comes from the 1820s in the Pennsylvania German community. So the
Hmm.
Germans actually brought it to the US. And of course, there's a lot of Germans in Pennsylvania, as we talked
Yeah.
about in our Punxsutawney Phil episode. Fun
Yeah.
fact. So that was 1820s, but then in 1846, the popular royals Queen Victoria and her German Prince Albert were sketched in the Illustrated London News standing with their kids
Mm.
around a Christmas tree. So I'm going to put Marissa's going to put the video or the picture in the video. So definitely look. It's a very cool picture,
It's on
actually.
a table.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. That's an
Oh.
interesting. I'm glad you noticed, actually. I'm really
Oh,
glad.
okay.
So, what was done at court immediately became fashionable, not only in Britain,
Yeah,
but with fashion conscious East Coast American society, which this is
fair.
pretty much not changed. People still like look at what the royals do and follow that.
Yeah.
So, look at the picture. It's very, very cute. I actually like, I don't know why. I just love this picture. Kind of want to print it. That'd be fun to print it and hang it at Christmas time. So, to
Yeah.
remember the origins.
Put that as
So,
your tree topper.
literally. Dun, dun, dun. So by the 1890s, Christmas ornaments started arriving from Germany, not physically, but like the
Yeah,
tradition.
yeah,
And the Christmas tree popularity was on the rise around the United States. So it was noted that Europeans used small trees about 4 foot in height, hence why I brought up that Marissa noticed the table. They
yeah.
were using
Hmm.
smaller trees, while Americans wanted their Christmas trees to extend from floor to ceiling. So that was
Because like
us.
why can't we just
No,
why can't Americans
everything
just go
bigger.
away from doing too much?
No,
Like,
literally, we
please.
want everything but bigger. We want more. Like that's
That's so
America.
silly.
So yeah, we got ours extended from floor to ceiling. So I thought that was really funny. And I think like for example, my nana, as she was getting older, the big tree was too much, so she started doing this like tree on a table thing. And I had
Hmm.
no idea that's how it started, kind of.
Yeah,
So that's kind of cool.
I mean, we'll get into this later, but we had multiple trees growing up, like all over
Yeah,
the place, and we definitely had like some smaller ones and a really, really big one.
yeah, that's fun. I wish I had room for that. And when I have a house, I'll probably go crazy.
Yeah.
Then last little part, then early 20th century saw Americans decorating their trees mainly with homemade ornaments, while many German Americans were still using apples, nuts, marzipan cookies, like they were putting food on the tray.
What?
Yeah. And then string popcorn was added to the decorations after being dyed bright colors and interlaced with berries and nuts. So that
How do
one's not
you
so
dye
far-fetched.
popcorn?
Well, I actually have a story about that in my
Oh.
traditions. Fun fact. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, like maybe food coloring or maybe it's so old, like berries. and they
Yeah.
die,
I
like
mean,
out of
I know
berries.
like stringed popcorn is a thing. Like I've definitely seen it
Yeah.
on trees, but
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that that's one of the original decorations and we're still doing that. I mean, I don't,
yeah.
but I've seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Um, and then of course electricity comes and
Yeah,
brings
for
Christmas
sure.
lights. So that made it
So we're not
possible for
putting
Christmas
lit
trees to
candles on
glow.
a flammable
Yes.
tree.
Which if you look at the picture, there are, I think, candles on the tree in the photo with Queen Victoria, or at
Which
least something
seems
similar.
terrifying to
No,
me.
it's I think a bad idea. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. Do not recommend. So, yes, electricity brought Christmas lights, making it possible for Christmas trees to glow for days on end. And with this, Christmas trees began to appear in town squares across the country, and having a Christmas tree in the home became an American tradition. I think this was
Oh,
really fun to learn. And then
yeah.
also, the article talked about the Rockefeller tree, which I completely went over my head. And then I realized, guys, I'm going to be seeing the famous Rockefeller tree in person for the first time. I've never seen it and I'm super excited. So by the time this episode goes live, I'll already have gone. So
Oh,
I will post
perfect.
pictures on the story so you guys can see.
I feel like I have like the most vague remembering of being like seeing it, but I was thinking back and I've only been to New York City in March and in May. So like I've
Yeah,
totally never seen it.
that's hilarious. I know I've never been this time of year. That's why I'm really excited, but I've only ever been in the summer or spring
Kyle
or
went to
fall.
a concert to see Billy Joel on Christmas Eve in Madison Square
Oh,
Garden with
wow.
his mom in like 2018, 2017, something like that. So
That's
he
wild.
totally saw it.
That's cool. Kyle, we need your story. We need your experience.
Yeah.
No, but I'm excited to post a picture for you guys because I did watch. I got chills the other day. This was so silly, but I got chills because I saw the video on Instagram where they drive it there and it literally says
Oh.
Rockefeller tree and they're just driving through a neighborhood. And I was like, it's gonna get there. It got there yesterday as we're recording. It got there yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna see it. I was so excited. So yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
so I went to Reddit and I tried to find some like fun holiday stories and honestly like reading them and like seeing people's traditions reminded me a lot of things that I used to do that I didn't
oh
realize like
nice.
was a
Yeah,
tradition. So I'm curious to hear like if you have any of these things that you forgot about.
yeah.
So obviously I feel like this is a big one, getting new pajamas that match on Christmas Eve. Did you ever do
Yes.
that as a
So cute.
family?
Not growing up, but Angela's mom does it. So ever since I've been
Mm.
around, Angela's mom always gets me one and it's really sweet. So I like knowing that it's coming, but I never did it growing up.
Yeah, I never got it growing up either. Like maybe my mom and I did it like once or twice when we went Black Friday shopping. We were like, "Oh, let's get matching
Yeah.
PJs." But me and Kyle bought ourself matching PJs last year.
Cute. That's a good idea. I think that's one that I want to. So as I'm reading these, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm getting old. I'm thinking about what do I want to do for my kids. But I definitely like the new pajamas. I think that's really fun.
hmm And then I guess going along with Christmas Eve, I don't think I wrote this one down, but like opening one gift on Christmas Eve together as a family,
Ooh,
I feel like that's a pretty common one too.
I've heard that. I didn't do that,
No,
but
me
I've heard
neither.
that.
And then a
We're
lot of
like
people
boring, but
said,
like
I
we didn't do
know,
that.
no, a lot of people said watching specific movies on Christmas Eve to kind
Oh,
of like welcome in the holiday.
that's cute.
So they said like watching a Muppet Christmas Carol, watching Home Alone, watching Elf, watching
Oh,
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life. Those are just like some of the ones that were most commonly listed.
love Elf. I love Elf. That's like the Christmas movie I love. You guys know me, haven't seen a lot of movies. I've not seen these. I've seen Home
National
Alone and Elf.
Lampoon's is, you'll love it. You
It's
have
my
to
mom's
watch it.
favorite. She loves it. And my mom also is like a movie hater kind of. She doesn't really watch movies, but she loves it. She said it's so funny.
I think
So
you'd like it
I need to
because I think
watch.
it would be your humor. I
Yeah,
think you would
okay.
find the humor funny.
All right. That's on my
This
list.
one I've heard of, but I don't think I've ever
Wait,
done it. Finding a
I
pickle
forgot.
ornament on the tree.
This is our tradition. I'm right. I'm copying this and putting it on my
Oh,
list. You're right.
okay.
This reminded me. I forgot we do this, but yes, this was like a big deal. I'll talk about it in a little bit
I've never done
on my
it, but
traditions.
I
It's
think
fun.
Kyle's mom did it like one year, and it was like I was there for Christmas Day, and she was like, "Come in here, like I'm gonna have like the kids find it, but I want to see if
Yeah.
you can find it." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Sure, sure, sure." So like I went in there just like with her alone and tried to find it, and I couldn't find it.
It's
And
really
then like
hard.
the kids came in and like all found it, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cute."
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna save it for when we talk about ours, but we definitely did that.
Okay. And then driving around and looking at Christmas lights. I feel like this is a classic.
Yes.
The last couple of years, we haven't been able to like stay in town, like at our in our hometown for Christmas Day the whole day. So typically like the days leading up that we are in town,
Yeah.
we'll go to like drive around these Christmas lights that are big in like our hometown that like
Classic.
it's come the last 2 years. I think it's gonna keep coming. It's like a huge light show that you drive through and it's like themed to music and it's been really fun. But we went one year, me and my parents went here one year. They have a
Hmm.
big one. So I'm curious to like if we can do it again, me and Kyle will
Yeah.
probably go to that one because I love watching Christmas lights. I think they're so cute,
That's a
especially like the
classic.
big displays like that.
Yeah, and if ever, I don't know if you have this, but sometimes you'll see one where they like have a sign in their yard and they're like, turn in to this radio station and it does
Oh,
the music.
mhm.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one that I saw a lot, and like I feel like I heard this of people that don't typically celebrate Christmas, but a lot of people were saying they get Chinese food on Christmas Eve. And I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of Jewish people that I've met say that they always get Chinese
Mm,
food on
I
Christmas
agree.
because like they don't celebrate Christmas and the only place that's typically open is a Chinese food like takeout place. But I saw a lot of like people that do celebrate Christmas saying they got it on
Also do
Christmas
it.
Eve too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I've
me
heard
and
that a
Kyle
lot.
tried to do that last year,
Really?
actually, because we drove back on Christmas Day because we had to work
Hmm.
the next day. And we were trying to get Chinese food, but the place that we ordered from was closed.
Dang it.
I know. We ordered it and everything. And like we went to go and pick it up and like the order, like the doors were closed and like nobody was there. So like their online
The
ordering system
hell?
hadn't like
That's
caught that they weren't
crazy.
open that day. But I was so sad because I really wanted to get the Chinese food on Christmas Day and it wasn't open.
That's nuts. I've heard this too. I all of these, I'm like, oh, now I just want to do an episode on why they're traditional. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
curious
because
about the
they're
Chinese food
open,
page. It's probably just because it's
they
open,
don't
like
celebrate
finding
Christmas.
some
Yeah.
sort of like ethnic food, yeah, that doesn't
Hmm.
celebrate Christmas. But
Yeah.
have you ever heard of it with like people that do celebrate Christmas? I've only ever heard of it
Yeah.
in like Jewish
Well,
families.
now that you say that, one of the influencers specifically that I'm thinking of, she does, she's her family, one parent's Christian, one parent's Jewish. So
Oh,
it
I
does
guess it's
probably
like
make
a
sense.
combo
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
So I guess I don't know, but I would like to make that a tradition because
It's so fun.
I'm a celeb for Chinese. I love
I know.
Chinese
I
food.
love trying.
Lo
I
mein.
was saying, so my family's like coming for Thanksgiving this year,
Yeah.
right? And my mom was like, well, on Thanksgiving, we're like driving to Baltimore to go to the
Hmm.
NFL games. Like, we're not going to want to make Thanksgiving like
Right.
dinner that day. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, because we're going to want to leave at like 4 p.m. Nobody's going to eat that big of a meal before we get in a car
Yeah.
and then go to a game for a couple of hours. And I was like, well, why don't we just get like takeout or something and get Chinese on Thanksgiving this time? And then that weekend we can like make
That's
our big
fun.
like food or whatever. And she liked
Yeah.
that idea. So I think that that's what we're doing for
I love
Thanksgiving
it.
this year.
I love that. My mom's always trying to do a non-traditional Thanksgiving. Like we're always doing something different. And because she's like, we don't need turkey at five houses. Like we go to different places.
Yeah,
So
fair.
that's really fun. This year we're doing desserts.
Mm,
Everyone bring desserts, but that is
yum.
really fun. And I love the idea of a Chinese food tradition
Yeah,
because I love
I
Chinese
don't
food.
know because Kyle and I are going to be here for Christmas together and he works the day after. I don't
Yeah.
work the day after. I took it off, but I'm like, should we do something like that? Like go and find a takeout place that we want to get for Christmas or like should we make ourselves like a little ham or something? Who
Literally
knows?
matching PJs and Chinese food on Christmas Eve. How
That's
can
what
it
I'm
get better? That
saying.
sounds so amazing.
Like
I think me and Angela need to do that.
we both work on Christmas Eve, so like we could just do a
Oh yeah,
regular
yeah,
like good night, like whatever in the
yeah,
evening, like maybe watch a movie before we go to bed. But like we're off Christmas Day, I'm off the day after, and I'm like, what should we do? I asked him what he wanted to do this year because it's like our first time that we don't like feel
yeah.
pressured
Go
to do
somewhere.
anything. So
Yeah.
I'm curious what we're gonna end up doing. I
Fun.
wonder, there's a place called Silver Diner in this area. It's like a chain
Mm-hmm.
and it's so good. I wonder if they do like Christmas brunch
Yum.
or something because
That'd
I
be
would
fun.
love to go there on Christmas Day. It's so
Yeah.
yummy.
I think it'd be nice to not have to cook for yourself. Like when it's only you two people and you're at home, it's like I don't want to cook just for us. Like I'd rather just relax
Yeah,
and hang out.
I would rather relax and hang out, and I don't want to just make like a regular meal either. Like I want it to feel special.
Agree. Totally agree. Disclaimer, disclaimer. We're giving a disclaimer alert before we move into the next section of the pod. We want to give a heads up that the next section is just for the grown-ups. Parents, you know what we mean. So we're going to be talking about some holiday things that are strictly for the adults. We're talking about a little bit of the magic of the holidays. So if you have
Yeah.
kids in the car or around, you might want to skip ahead or put your AirPods in. Okay, let's go into
Okay,
it.
bye.
Okay, let's dive into our holiday
Yeah.
traditions. on the contrary.
Now that
So
you remember a lot of them.
yes, your list helped me. So I wrote the Christmas tree, of course. Every year we put up the tree. That's classic.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
one's fun. So my nana, she passed away when I was like just graduated high school, but every year, not every year, maybe I don't know actually. I was young, but my nana would have a Christmas party at her house. She had like a full finished basement with a bar and everything. And so
Hmm.
like like extended family, like a lot of people would come to her house and we'd have a Christmas party. And this is where the popcorn comes back. I remember vividly popcorn balls. Have you heard of popcorn balls?
Yes, and I remember those too. We never made them ourselves, but I
Yeah.
remember going into the stores and finding them, but I have
Oh,
not seen
really?
them in years.
I've never seen them in a store, but I don't know if I was ever aware enough to pay attention, but I
I
just remember
also
that my nana
remember
made
them
them.
like maybe I'm misremembering, but I remember getting them for like trick or treat.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, I think you're right. I feel like there's something in the back of my brain that's like, I think
right?
maybe that's possible, like in a little plastic bag, like tied up with
Yeah.
a bow. Yeah, so my nana made them homemade, but she would make them green and red. So they would literally be
Oh,
green and red popcorn balls. So whatever. So guys, I don't actually know what the syrup is that I'm gonna Google it
it's probably
right now
corn
so I can tell
syrup
you.
and like water, right?
Probably. Let's see. So a popcorn
What
ball, you guys,
what are
is
these? Because I
basically
know that like I've had popcorn balls too.
right.
I'm looking up like
They
oh, I searched popcorn balls and it says Halloween next to it. So like I'm not fake.
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
okay.
Okay, so if you guys have never heard of popcorn ball, we'll put a picture on the screen. I'll find one, but it's literally a ball of popcorn. Like imagine a candy apple or like a what is that
Yeah.
called? Caramel apple, but it's a
Yeah.
pop all just popcorn. So this says popcorn, sugar, water, light corn syrup, salt, butter, and vanilla extract. So I'm assuming you just mix these ingredients and then you put the popcorn in it and stir it up and then form it into balls. So my nana would dye the mixture green and red and make green and red
Yeah.
ones, and it was like a thing every year. It was like getting popcorn balls. It was just fun. So I remember
Oh,
that.
according to the Google AI, so take this with a grain of salt maybe,
Right.
but it says the use of popcorn for Christmas decorations. Please, this is literally not what I said. Popcorn balls have been a classic Christmas and holiday tradition for generations, date back to 1842 in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Oh,
Interesting.
that is
Oh,
interesting.
in the 19th century America, before mass-produced ornaments were common, families used readily available and inexpensive items like popcorn, cranberries, nuts, and cookies to adorn their trees. So popcorn balls were ornaments.
Oh, and then we
That
started eating
makes
them? That's
so
actually
much
so wild.
sense.
I can't believe that. It's
That
funny
makes
that they
so much
started as
sense.
decor that we now
Yeah.
eat.
Huh.
Interesting. I think
Okay.
I need to bring back the popcorn ball. I don't really feel like doing it this year, but maybe sometime I'll have to whip one
I
out.
just
That'd be
saw some
fun.
like recipes and they were like drizzled in white chocolate and like had
Ooh,
M&Ms and M's and stuff on top too.
it
That would be
looks
yummy.
easy
Yeah.
and they're good.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, popcorn ball tangent. Another thing at my Nana's is my biggest childhood memory of Christmas because on Christmas Day, we'd wake up and open our stuff at home and then we'd go to my Nana's right away, like for lunch, and we would do stuff at her house. And I remember my stocking at my Nana's. This is my favorite thing, and it's so random. She would have all the stockings above the fireplace on the little mantle thing. And every year I'd get a box of Slim Jims. And I love Slim Jims as a
That's
kid, and I
so
still do.
funny.
And every year would be a box of Slim Jims in there, and I'd eat that shit so fast. And now that my Nana passed away, I don't get Slim Jims anymore, and it's so depressing because I
Oh,
love them. I mean, I could buy them for myself, but it's not the same. It doesn't
no.
hit.
Yeah.
And I don't buy Slim Jims in general because they're kind of disgusting, but also they taste good. They're just not very good. But
No.
whatever.
I'm curious, did your parents or your nana or anybody in your family ever put like fruit in your stocking?
No, but Julie does that with an
Kyle's mom puts an
orange.
orange in everybody's
Yes, so
stocking.
that must be their family. Like they
Yeah,
must just do that because I'd never seen that before. But
me
Julie does do
neither.
an orange.
The first time I went over to Kyle's house for Christmas, like
Yeah.
his mom puts like a shit ton of candy in the stockings too. Like
Oh, really?
she'll like
Yeah.
literally put a Ziploc bag of candy in everybody's
Oh my
stocking
gosh,
so that
I
you
don't
don't
think
have
I've
to put it
ever.
into a Ziploc bag.
Right. I don't think I've ever had candy in my stocking at all, really.
Really?
Maybe
She
like, well,
puts
I guess
like
maybe like a couple little decorative Christmassy candy, but that's it.
yeah,
Not
she
like a
puts like
lot.
a bunch and then she also puts an orange in there. And the first time I went over there, I was like, what the hell is this orange for? And Kyle's like, I don't know, it's just always in there. I was like,
That is
okay,
so
whatever.
funny. It's like, I don't know. I think I
Yeah.
probably did the same thing and Angela probably had the same answer. Like it's just we
It's just
always do
like it's
it.
always there. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I took this one from Marissa's because I forgot, but we do the pickle ornament. That's one that we do that Angelo hadn't done it before. And so I love doing it. It's kind of sad in a household of two, like for me and him to do it. But when you
Because
have
only one of you
kids,
can do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you have kids, it's really fun. So every year I would come down, like we leave the pickle ornament out and then Santa would hide it basically.
Mm.
And so every Christmas morning I'd come down and you forget about it completely, first of all, because all the gifts, you open presents, you do stockings. So we always did, you can tell me what you guys did, but we always did presents first, like regular presents. And then you'd get done and you'd be like, oh, dang, it's over. And you'd be like, oh my God, I forgot about the stocking. So then you'd get the stocking and do
I
that.
always did stalking first.
Really? Okay, so
Yeah.
I was opposite. I would always do it all and then I'd be like, oh, the stocking. And that was like a fun little treat at the end. Then you get done with stocking, you're like, oh, there's another gift up there. Like my parents would put a gift up
Oh.
on the top of like the TV stand or like really out of the
Oh.
way so that it didn't get mixed up. And that was the pickle gift. And so whoever found the pickle, and you would do it with
Mm.
a group of people, whoever found the pickle got the pickle gift. So we did it at my Nana's too, which was fun because
That's
all my
funny.
cousins and I got to do it together until I got too old. And then they made me hide it. And I was like, that's rude.
Oh.
But me and my cousins would all do it at my Nana's house, and whoever found it got the pickle ornament or the pickle gift. Usually the pickle gift was like a box of chocolates or like something
Uh-huh.
little, but it was so fun. And the pickle ornament, you guys, if you've never seen it, I'll also pull a picture of this, but it's literally like this
The
big. Like we have a
tiniest
tiny
thing.
one. Yep. And it's green. So it literally blends in with the tree and it can be anywhere in the tree. And the first
Hmm.
person to find it wins. And I don't
Yeah.
know why that came to be, but I love it.
I think it's so funny, and I would love to look at like the tradition of that too. Like it's
I
just
know,
so
right?
silly.
We need
But
to look it up.
I think, I mean, I feel like I misremember so many things because like I never wrote it down because I was a kid, obviously. But
Yeah,
I was mostly the only child home like growing up for
me
Christmas
too.
after like a certain age.
Yeah.
So I was the only one that would like get gifts and stuff, and I would always start with the stocking, and then I would usually have the most gifts because then it would be like my parents that they only bought stuff for each other. So I would get
Yeah.
to open like a couple gifts in a row, and then I'd be like, "No, mom, go. No, got for the year."
I don't know if I was cutting out or if you were cutting out, but I got the story. We were just
Oh
glitching a
no.
little. So apologies if one of our videos was glitching during that, guys, but I did hear it and that's
So
really fun.
sad.
I definitely had I didn't have my big gift separate if I ever had something special. Like one year I remember getting a laptop and I remember that being like the shit. But it was always in the back so that I wouldn't go to it first. Like I would get
Yeah.
through the front stuff and then get to that. And I
Yeah.
also was an only child for like in my household, I was the only child for 13 years. So I had a lot of Christmases before I had siblings, which was really interesting
Yeah, I think
dynamic.
that um like they would either put it in the back or it'd be in the front. And my favorite thing is when my parents would get like gifts that went together and you would open
Oh,
like one thing
yep,
before you got the big thing. So like one
yep,
year I got a DS and I
yes.
also got games.
Games, yeah,
Time I accidentally opened the game first, and
yes,
sometimes my mom would be like, "Oh, open this one first," or "No, open
yes.
this
My
one
mom did that
first."
too.
And she messed up one time, and she was like, "Open
Yes.
this one," and it was a game, and I was like, "I got a DS." She's like, "How do you know?" I was like, "Why would you give me this if I don't
No,
have a DS
literally.
in here?"
Why do we have the same experience? Because we have all this pretty much same traditions. And my mom did that shit too. She'd be like, this one first and then this one. I'm like, how do you know? Literally, how do you know? I thought Santa wrapped them.
Yeah. Well, my
Girl.
mom would like try and like I think she would try and like trick me and be like, "Oh no,
Right.
open this one." But I think one time she genuinely just forgot and I'd be
That's
open
funny.
like the smaller one before the
It's
big
like shit.
gift. Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, my last couple traditions. So this was another one for my nana. Obviously had the most Christmas traditions with her, but for some reason I got a Rudolph every year. I don't know how this
Oh.
started or what this was, but I would get a Rudolph and it would be something different. So, for example, I'd get like a little tiny Rudolph ornament. Oh, this reminds me of another Christmas tradition.
Ah,
We all in my family at my mom's have mini trees in our room. So we will
okay.
have like those little tiny ones that are like this big that have little miniature ornaments. And so
Hmm.
through the years, our like every year we'd get gifted a mini ornament for our mini tree and then we collect them. And now I have mine at I took my mini tree to my house and it's so cute. I love doing it. But yeah, we'd all have mini trees and my siblings all keep it in their room next to their bed like a nightlight. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
That's what I did as
So
a kid too. That's actually like my
yeah,
first one on here when we were talking about Christmas tree. I'll just talk about them now because it
yeah,
makes most sense here. I had two mini trees in my room.
cute.
And my mom, like when she was Santa, she would come and put like one gift under the mini tree when I was sleeping, and I
Yeah,
would carry it down, or sometimes I would open it in my room to be sneaky
yes.
and then take it down and be like, all right, it's time to open the rest of the gifts.
That is so cute. I love that. I you want to hear what's kind of bougie, but also
Uh-huh.
very cute? I love it.
Yeah.
Sydney and Madeline have full-size trees in their bedroom. Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. We stayed there around Christmas time last year, and Sydney let me and Angelo have her room. And there was
Uh-huh.
literally a Christmas tree with a stepper so you could turn it on and off. And it was really good vibes. I was like, wait, I see the point of doing this. Like it's very
Yeah.
cozy, but it's really cool. Yeah. And they like sometimes they theme it or whatever. It's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Oh, I needed to do this at the end, but I'm going to put a disclaimer in before we talk about all this for if anyone has kids in the car. So just
Oh,
so you guys know,
yeah.
I'll put that in at the end. Okay, so I got a Rudolph every year. So that is what reminded me of the mini tree. Sometimes I'd get like a mini tree ornament. Sometimes I'd get a big tree ornament. Sometimes I just have random, I have so many of these Rudolph figurines. So it's just like a little, for instance, the one I can remember is like a heart shaped piece of ice and it separates and goes together with a magnet and it makes like a song when it goes together or a noise and it's Clarice I think's the girl, right, and Rudolph, and so when you make them go together they kiss and it makes a noise, and when you pull them apart they're like sad, and so it's just like a little figurine that sits on the table. So anyways, I have all these Rudolphs every year. My nana would get me a Rudolph and my mom, I think. So that's a random one. And then two more. Okay, so this one also Marissa reminded me of. We always do driving around and looking at Christmas lights, of course. But this is a cool thing about my hometown that I've not ever seen anywhere else. And I remember taking Angela and saying, like, I have to show you this. But we live in a really small town, my parents, and there's a like tons of country roads that are just super long and there's nothing but like fields. And people around the like that live there, I guess, I don't know who does it. They take milk jugs and put them like every 5 feet with a fake candle or a real candle or whatever inside of it and do it all down the sides of the roads so that Santa knows where to come in and land and go around
Oh,
our town. It is so cute. It's literally like a runway for Santa.
yeah.
It is so cute and I love it. They do it every year and it's only on Christmas Eve. So when you when it gets to Christmas Eve nighttime is when you can go drive and go down the runway and see it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really cute. I was like, I want to do that like if I live in the country someday for my house. That would be so
Yeah.
cute.
Like
Did you
along your
feed
driveway.
did you feed reindeer?
I have that in my traditions.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
save it. I didn't, but I was just curious. And then the last one that I wrote, this is my new tradition, is Christmas morning at home. Now that I'm an adult, I really value this. We did one year, me and Angela spent the night at my parents on Christmas Eve and woke up for Christmas, whatever. And I have all younger siblings, you guys know, and that was fun. But I was like, I just really value having Christmas at home. So I like now we just do Christmas Eve with my family. We'll drive back and then we'll have our Christmas morning together and do whatever we want to do. And it's elite. And I think I'll do that
I
forever.
cannot wait.
Yeah. It's
This will
really,
be my
it's elite.
first year, and who knows if it'll ever happen again, but this is at
Right.
least going to be
You'll
my
love it.
first year. Yeah. Okay, we already talked a little bit about my traditions, but my Christmas tree, like I said, I usually had like two mini trees in my room, and then we
That's
always
cute.
had a tree that my mom found on the side of the road. I don't know
Oh
how
my
she did
God.
this. Like somebody was giving away the tree, and
Yeah.
she just like, when people like leave things at the
Swoop it
end of
up.
their driveway, she went
Yep.
and grabbed it. It was a white fake tree with colored
Yes.
Christmas lights.
Yes. My aunt does
And
this.
she
Those kind.
loved it. And
That's
then
so
one
cute.
year, the tree's lights burn out, and you
It
can't like
died.
restring a tree like that when it has the lights attached. So we went to like 12 Walmarts one year because
Oh my
every single white
gosh.
tree, I promise, go to Walmart, go to a grocery store, go anywhere that sells
Has
Christmas
white
trees.
lights.
They have white lights or they have green lights or they
Wow.
have yellow lights, whatever. And she was like, I hate it. I want one with colored lights.
Yeah.
So she went everywhere trying to find one. And she finally found one. And that was the one that always lived in our living room. And
Okay.
then every year we would get a big Christmas tree. Have you ever been to my childhood house? Probably
No.
not.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, it doesn't exist in it. Well, it does exist. We just don't own it anymore.
Right.
But we had a foyer in our front,
Okay.
like entryway, and it
Mm-hmm.
opened all the way up. My house was a split level. So we had the downstairs and then we had the middle floor and then we had the upstairs. So technically it was
Mm.
3 stories, but it was like split level. And that foyer extended all the way up to the ceiling of the third level.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
so that was like 20-foot ceilings. And we got like a 16-foot tall Christmas tree every year to put in that foyer.
Wow. That's really epic. That's
It was
goals.
awesome. It took us like hours and hours to decorate, me and my
I'm
mom,
sure.
because my dad, he's not a decorator. Like he would just sit in
Yeah.
the living room and watch football or something when we did it. But
Yeah.
me and my mom would like we would start baking cookies. We would put the cookies in the oven
Uh,
and they would start cooking and then we would start decorating the tree. We always had Christmas music going. We always had a hot chocolate. Like it was
that's
like an
fun.
all day affair. And then that night we would
Cute.
end up like wrapping gifts together or something. It was so much fun.
That's so cute. I love it.
That was always the best part. It was like decorating that big tree. And
Yeah.
then as a kid, we put out food for reindeer. So we'd put out the reindeer food. It was
Cute.
typically just like oats and like carrots that we would sprinkle on the deck because we had
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
big back deck. And then we would also make cookies for Christmas. But we just made like a bunch of cookies. My mom and I would
Yeah.
spend like the 2 weeks leading up to Christmas. Like whenever I went on like winter break for school, we would make cookies like all day long, every day.
Dang. That's
And they would
so
sit in our
fun.
like our dining room, just like
Yeah.
taking over the table.
Yeah. That's so cute. I was curious about the reindeer food thing mostly because I did not do that and I'd never heard of that. And but all my younger siblings, that's a part of their
Oh,
like that's what
really?
they'll remember is that they did reindeer food, but I didn't. And I was just curious now that you did it. I'm like, maybe not, but I was like, maybe it's a newer tradition and I'm just older than it because I never heard of it. And not until
Probably
my
not.
I was 13. So I was like,
Yeah,
that's interesting. But also I think they put glitter in it because that you can
we
see it from
have
the sky
two
or whatever.
before,
Yeah.
but typically it
It's
was
cute.
just like, I think because we threw it outside, my mom was like, let's not like kill the birds or
Right.
something. So
Yeah.
I think we just did like oats and carrots.
Yeah. That's cute. I love it. I also had, I don't know if you had this. I have, and I think my mom gave it to me. I think it's at my house now. A special plate and cup for Santa. Every year,
Yes.
same plate and
Yeah.
cup. And it's like a mine's glass and kind of see-through, but then it has like designs on it of Christmas cookies and like angels. It's very cute.
Yeah, we had a
I love
plate
that.
and then we had mugs, but it was like we were allowed to use the mugs during the week. So
Okay.
like that would be the
Hmm.
mugs that we would use for like our
That's
hot
cute.
chocolate when we were decorating. And my
Yeah.
dad, he loves a hot chocolate. He loves chocolate in general. So there was
Yeah.
always a mug that he had. And every Christmas time I remember making hot chocolate for everybody. My mom's not like the hugest fan, so like maybe I'd make
Yeah.
her like an apple cider or something. And
Yeah.
I would get like I had a mug assigned for mom and a mug assigned for
Oh, I
dad, and I
love
would
it.
make their hot chocolate. I'd bring it into the living room and we'd all
That's
sit
cute.
there and we'd drink our hot chocolate together.
That's so cute. This episode's actually making me happy. You guys know I don't love the holidays, but this is making me happy because I've what is it called? Reclaimed. You know when people say I'm taking my power back or whatever.
Yeah,
I've
you're taking your
reclaimed the
holiday back.
holidays. Yeah, because this is making me excited and now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick a day and me and Ansel are gonna decorate our Christmas stuff. It sometimes feels like a drag. It's like, oh my God, we have to put up the tree. It takes like hours, but this is making me excited to do it. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
As a kid as well, I feel like all of my traditions are as a kid, but
Me too.
whatever. My dad would always go out on Christmas Eve and buy Christmas
Okay.
gifts. Like he
Oh
never
wow.
did it early. He would be like,
That's stressful.
it'd be like 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve, and he'd be like, "All right, guys, I'll be back in a
Oh,
couple hours," and like never took my mom, like never took me. It was always a
yeah.
him thing, and he
Wow.
he eventually stopped doing this like as I got older, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, like I'll just go like." Or I'll just like send your mom to get the Christmas gifts, or like I'll go on a different day. But
Yeah.
it was like every Christmas Eve that I can remember as a kid,
Wow.
dad would leave for a couple hours every Christmas Eve, and then he would come back, and I would not see him the rest of the night because he'd come in immediately, go up to the master
Right.
bedroom. He'd shut the door, and then I would see him in the morning when I woke him up to open up gifts. Like that was
Wow.
just like his routine, and I thought that it was so funny that he always did that.
That is crazy. And that stresses, that gives me, I think I can feel my blood pressure going crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's stressing me out.
That's
That's
just like how
really
he did it though.
wild.
He was like, why would I
Yeah.
ever go like before? And I'm like, sure, sure, sure. But,
Yes.
and he's like, my dad is such a planner. He's exactly like me, but
That's
it was
so
just like
funny.
his thing.
I wonder, and now I wonder, is it busy because it's Christmas Eve or is it actually dead because it's
Yeah,
Christmas Eve?
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's actually a life hack and it makes sense. Okay.
And then before we moved, we would always go to Kyle's grandparents' house on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So it was like always the night before. We'd get there at like 6, and then typically his grandma and his grandpa would cook us dinner. But then once his grandpa passed and his grandma started to get a little bit older, they started ordering Bob Evans Christmas
That's
food.
super funny. Yeah.
And we would have that every year, and we would all sit down and we would just like eat dinner. They had a bunch of hors d'oeuvres that were delicious,
That's
and
fun.
we would sit there and then we would open up all of our gifts as a group, like in the living room. And there was always like a wrapping paper per kid. So, like, you never got
Oh,
confused. You just go and you
yes.
find your wrapping paper, and that is yours. And
Yep.
Kyle's mom does that too. But we would always just go, we'd sit around. And then because Kyle's little brother's a lot younger than he is, we would just turn on like the Santa tracker on the TV and we would watch Santa come in and then we'd have to leave when Santa started getting closer so that Kaden could get in bed before Santa came.
That is really cute. I like that. I that reminded me of an
Mm,
extra one I
hmm
have. You said matching paper, which I've heard of that, where you get one paper per person. And I actually do that for my younger siblings only for the fact that I will mess them up and give them the wrong
mm.
thing if I don't have it organized. But
And then you have to be like, no, 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 that's not
yeah, it's
yours.
like not for you, and it's like awkward. They're little kids, so they just want to open their presents. So yeah, we did when I was growing up Santa sacks. Have you ever heard of this? I
Mm-mm.
think most people haven't. I don't know if my family invented it. They really should have freaking gotten a whatever, a patent and started doing this because it's so genius. And I've seen it more commonly now. But my nana handmade every single gift wrap that she would give us gifts in. And I'm gonna see if I can find a picture, but basically you go to the store and you buy Christmas fabric and then you sew gift bags out of it and they're made out of fabric and then you reuse them every year. And that way it's like basically a sustainable version of wrapping and they're so freaking cute. I'm going to show you guys a picture real quick. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Marissa will put on screen, don't worry, but I want Marissa to see it. So, anyways, my nana would hand
Yeah.
sew them from scratch and then you would save them. So, at my house, we also had some. So, we would leave them out. And so, Santa would fill our gift bags. So, that was really cute. This is what they look like. They're really cute. Can you see?
Aw. Oh, I have seen
Yeah.
those before.
Yeah. So, it's literally just like a gift bag and then you have a bow on it or whatever, a wrap. And so, anyways, that was a big tradition of my childhood and I love it. I think it's so smart. So, this summer, Joann's closed. Rest in
Mm-hmm.
peace. I love Joann Fabrics. But my mom and I went and everything was like really good sales. So I bought a bunch of Christmas fabrics and this is reminding me I need to get on my shit or if I'm not gonna have time. But I do have a sewing machine and I was gonna make them because by the way, if you don't sew or if you're not very good, because I my skills are diminished, they're literally the easiest thing ever. You can't fuck it up because you just sew it and then you flip it inside out. So no one ever sees what you sewed. It doesn't matter if it's crooked. But yeah, I bought some and I bought like a specific fabric for Angelo, a specific fabric for me. I think actually for Murphy's birthday party, Angelo handmade her a Santa sack. He made it all by himself.
Aw.
And it was just birthday fabric. It wasn't Christmas, but
Yeah.
it was so adorable. And so then you get to keep it. So
Cute.
that reminded me of that. And it was always really cute.
Okay, so final one that I had is that Kyle's mom always gets everybody a new ornament every year, and she tries to theme it for
That's
something that
cute.
like has happened that year.
Hmm.
So one year we got a Miles ornament, and it wasn't a year
That's
that it wasn't
funny.
the year we got Miles. I think she just,
Right.
like honestly couldn't remember anything else.
Yeah.
Kyle has like an ornament of like the shoe for the year he
Oh,
graduated from
cute.
Ohio State. We have like a Bengals ornament. We have so many ornaments. And then when Kyle moved in with me, she gave him the box of all the ones that he's had for like his entire life. And she was only of them. So he has all of them from the time that like he was born until now.
That's so cute. Sorry, guys. I know we were skipping again. I don't know if it was on your end or mine. I don't know. So I hope you
I
guys heard
don't
all that. But
know.
that's very cute. I did get all my childhood ornaments as well, which is my mom kept telling me she's going to wait until I got married. And then she actually gave them to me like a year or two ago because she was like, I'm tired of having these in my house. Like, I have a shit ton, like so
Yeah.
many. But that's really cute. And it just reminds me of like Marissa's mother-in-law and Angela, my future mother-in-law, are sisters, and it reminds me because she does
Yeah.
the same. Julie does the same thing. She does an ornament like themed. Like the year we went to your wedding, she like made homemade ones, and
Yeah. We
the
got
year
that
we
one
went
too.
to where did we go? That she maybe it was when we went to Natalie's for Thanksgiving. We all got like hiking themed ones. So yeah, she does a similar idea of like little ornaments themed to the year, which I think is really cute.
If we don't get one that's Scarlet themed this year, she I was telling Kyle, I was like,
Listen up,
not to
Aunt
be
Diane.
mean. I was like, not to be mean, but I don't think that she used her brain for the ornament this year if she doesn't get us a Scarlet themed
A
one.
scarlet ornament would be so cute. Actually,
Yeah.
my friend Cheyenne's coming over today, like I said, to plan Bachelorette, but she was like, I'm really interested in the cricket because I showed her all the stuff I made. And she was like, I don't even understand. Like, I need to see this in action. I said, you could use it if you want. And so I think we might be making an ornament for her because her like future in-laws lost their family dog this year and is like really
Mm.
sad. And so she's gonna make them a dog ornament like with the name and stuff, and we're gonna cut it
Aw,
with the cricket. And it's actually really adorable. I'll have to send it to you, but it's really, really
cute.
cute. So
Okay.
I love that.
But I think that's everything. We already talked about our holiday plans a bit. I know that was like the
Yeah,
last section,
sprinkled
but
throughout.
we sprinkled it throughout. So we hope that you have the most amazing holidays and
Yes.
that it's as relaxing as exciting. Well, it's
Yeah.
as relaxing as exciting it is. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I'm thinking,
We hope
but
it's whatever you want it to be.
exactly.
Ding. Yeah, really cute. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We have one more episode coming in 2 weeks from this one. You guys know our cadence every 2 weeks, so stay tuned. We're going to be talking about our Spotify Wrapped because we can't go a
Yes.
year without doing it. It's a tradition. That's one of
Mine's
our
gonna be
traditions.
crazy this year because I've been listening to
True. You
so
guys
much
switching it
for
up.
cycling.
Okay, I'm actually intrigued because I feel like usually we can tell what Marissa's is going to be. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, definitely this or that. Mine too.
hmm
Like, our top artists, you can usually tell. I'll be intrigued to see it with
Me
some of the mixes
too.
in there. Um, yeah, I love it. So we should have said holiday or wrapped is one of our holiday traditions because after
Yeah,
Thanksgiving every year, me and Marissa get together and we talk about our wrapped. It's
we
so fun.
do.
So I'm excited for that. So yeah, our next episode will be Spotify Wrapped and just chit chat probably because it'll be a while since we had talked. So
hmm
stay tuned. Very excited. Make sure you follow us to stay up to date on Instagram at We Run on Coffee, and let us know if you have any feedback, any comments. Like,
Yeah.
give us some comments, give us some love. We'd love to chit chat with you. And I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
And with that, I'm Erica.
And I'm Marissa,
And
and
we
we
run
run
on
on
coffee.
coffee.